Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got the worst NFL contract at every position in the league right now. Let's check this out.
It feels like a good time to reflect on some of the worst contracts recently handed out by GMs across the league.
Deshaun
Watson
Watson for
so
sure,
far
bro.
hasn't matched the price for the Browns since joining Cleveland.
The beauty of being an NFL GM is that you can avoid making the colossal mistakes that your rival peers made. Let's analyze the worst NFL contract at every position heading into 2024. Offense. Quarterback Deshaun Watson. The Cleveland Browns are stuck
obviously,
with
bro.
That is the $230 million fully guaranteed contract that they handed Deshaun Watson.
230 M's guaranteed.
This came after they acquired Watson from the Houston Texans in a
bro,
blockbuster trade that included 3 first-round picks.
And the fact that you know what I'm saying, both seasons that he's been there, he hasn't even finished the season, bro. The first year, you know what I'm saying, he was suspended. You know what I'm saying, for I think the first half of the season, and then last year he was injured. So this has definitely been the worst contract of all time for right now.
Lawsuits of disturbing
I don't even know if you can get any more worse than this.
Made the trade anyway, and lo and behold, it has been a disaster up to this point. Watson was suspended for 11 games in 2022. The offense actually regressed after Watson replaced Jacoby Brissett, who did an admirable job running the group in a tough situation. Watson played 6 games for the Browns in 2023 before suffering a season-ending shoulder surgery. So through 2 seasons in Cleveland, Watson now had 14.
Bro, and is identical as well, bro. That's the crazy part about it. He threw 7 touchdowns in both seasons, over 1,000 yards, and damn near 5 touchdowns in both seasons.
9 interceptions and
5 interceptions,
81.7 passer rating. To make Watson look even worse, the Browns' offense actually improved drastically after they brought in Joe Flacco. The 38-year-old
the real Joe Shiesty.
Player of the Year honors after leading Cleveland to an 11-win finish and playoff berth. The structure of Watson's awful contract means that the Browns are stuck with Mr. $230 million man until 2026. Yeesh. Good luck with that. Offense. Wide receiver Calvin Ridley. When you look at the highest paid NFL wide receivers
I don't even really know about this, bro. Because let's keep it a buck. He is getting older though. He is getting older, but he's still reliable. Now the money that they gave him, I wouldn't probably give him that much, but I wouldn't say it's the worst, you know what I'm saying, wide receiver contract. Because he's still a reliable target, you know what I'm saying? He was just coming off of not playing football for 2 years and still eclipsed 1,000 yards. Like, come on now, people are just shitting on Calvin Ridley just to shit on him at this point.
What the top guys are making. Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, and Amon-Ra St. Brown have more than earned their 9-figure paydays. But it's hard to justify the $92 million contract that the Tennessee Titans handed Calvin Ridley in free agency. That right there is the 7th biggest contract for a wideout right now.
I mean, but look at it though. Look at it from their perspective. That was actually a good idea to get that out the way early, my nigga, compared to, you know what I'm saying, the new contracts that are coming out and shit. That was a steal for Calvin Ridley.
The 13th highest average annual value, when Ridley isn't even a top 20 receiver. Ridley missed the entire 2020 season due to suspension for violating the NFL's gambling policy. He has only 2 1,000-yard seasons on his resume, and he wouldn't have hit the mark in 2023 if not for the 17-game schedule. Ridley was a number 2 receiver behind Julio Jones in Atlanta. He was a number 2 behind Christian Kirk in Jacksonville. Yet the Jaguars are paying him like he is a consistent 1,500-yard threat, when in reality,
I mean, they had no other
Ridley
choice
has
for
never even come close to that. And given the presence of DeAndre Hopkins, it's hard to envision Ridley living up to that hefty $92 million deal. Offense. Tight ends, Josh Oliver. You can argue that expensive starting tight ends.
How much is he getting paid?
Cole Kmet and Dalton Schultz are slightly overpaid. But hey, at least they produce like TE1s and make their respective quarterbacks better. But Josh Oliver, well, he's not one of those guys. In the 2023 offseason, the Minnesota Vikings signed Oliver to a 3-year deal worth $21 million.
Oh, hell no, bro. This nigga's not even came close to 1,000 yards, bro. Hold on, let's look at his stats right quick. Okay, bro. Okay, his career stats. Like, bro, this nigga. Oh, okay, this was 2020. Wait. Okay, is this his career stats right here? Bro, this nigga has only eclipsed 443 yards receiving in his career. Come on now, bro. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. They paid this nigga $21 million. Yo, this shit is crazy, gang. Oh my gosh. That, like, come on now. Come on. The Vikings gotta do better than that. 100%, bro. 100%.
That was a mind-boggling number for a guy with 26 receptions, 230 yards, and 2 touchdowns at the time that he put the pen to the paper. It was also
so he didn't even have half of that before he got signed. Oh yeah,
well,
the Vikings just throwing away money at this
football
point.
And TJ Hawkinson. So why pay Oliver $7 million annually to be a rotational player? The Vikings gave Oliver $21 million, presumably because of his elite run blocking. Yet he only played 40.
You don't pay somebody just because they're run blocking $21 million.
213 yards and 2 touchdowns. Offense. Running back Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
After a career year with the Philadelphia Eagles in 2022, Sanders signed a 4-year contract with the Carolina Panthers worth
did take a step back last year, but fitting that he was on the Panthers,
biggest active contract for a running back,
who had one of the worst offensive lines in the league.
AAV ranks 12th at the position. That's awfully high for a guy with only a single 1,000-yard season on his resume, which he accomplished by playing behind the league's best O-line in Philly. Sanders was awful in his first year with the Panthers, rushing for just 432 yards and 1 touchdown. He averaged a career-low 3.3 yards per carry and lost his starting job to Chuba Hubbard, who finished with 902 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns. Offense. Offensive tackle, Jawaan Taylor. After losing Pro Bowler,
wasn't he a
flag
machine last year, bro? Constantly, you know what I'm saying, false starting and shit.
Contract worth $80 million. It was an astonishing amount of money for a player who committed 19 penalties and allowed 7 sacks over his last 2 seasons per Pro Football Focus.
God.
Playing on a Chiefs offensive line loaded with stars, Taylor's play was inexplicably
they ain't trying to get Mahomes killed, nigga.
Chiefs offensive line loaded with
stars. Look at this hit. Boom, bro. Mahomes ran right into that.
A Chiefs offensive line loaded with stars. Taylor
boom. Oh my
even
gosh.
Worse in 2023. He committed a league-high 20 penalties and allowed 5 sacks while garnering a PFF grade of 51.6. It is absolutely ludicrous that Taylor has the 9th highest AAV among all offensive tackles at $20 million. It's also impressive that the Chiefs managed to win a Super Bowl even though one half of Patrick Mahomes' bookends was a giant liability. Offense. The center, Lloyd Cushenberry.
How much is he getting paid?
Prove us all wrong with his change of scenery, but as of right now, it's hard to understand why the Titans paid the ex-Denver Bronco $50 million over 4 years. We know that the Titans had to address their offensive line. Heck, that's why they used their first-round pick on J.C. Latham. 1 year after using their first-rounder on another offensive tackle in Peter Skoronski. Cushenberry
didn't they move him to guard?
A PFF grade of higher than 65.0 in 1 of his 4 NFL seasons. He allowed 11 sacks as a Bronco, and he didn't exactly crush it as a run blocker, making him a mediocre to below average center. So it is beyond us how he's behind only Eric McCoy and Frank Ragnow for the biggest contract among centers. And also how he's tied with one of the league's best in Ryan Kelly of the Indianapolis Colts. Offense. Guard Robert Hunt. Make no mistake, the new Carolina Panthers starting guard will improve the offensive line considerably in 2020.
I feel like Robert Hunt is low-key underrated.
Way too much money for a non-Pro Bowl / superstar.
How much did they pay him though?
Carolina handed Hunt a 5-year deal
5-year,
$100 million in free.
I mean, bro, they needed somebody to replace.
Considering that he has never earned a PFF grade higher than 73.7 in a full season. Hunt had his best season in 2023, but the sample size was smaller since he missed 6 games. So the Panthers are paying him to be Quentin Nelson and Chris Lindstrom-like when he's only been a slightly above average guard in his career. Defense. Defensive end, Draymond Jones.
I forgot about him
here, but Seattle Seahawks defensive end Draymond Jones simply makes way too much. At least way more than he actually deserves. Having signed a 3-year deal worth $51.53 million in the 2000.
Did he play good last year? Because I ain't heard shit about him last year.
Seattle gave the ex-Bronco that much money considering he had a 2022 PFF grade of 51.8 and a horrid 41.8 run defense grade.
Damn.
Defense. Defensive tackle, Daron Payne. After tallying 11.5 sacks in the 2022 season, Payne was awarded a lucrative 4-year contract extension from the Washington Commanders worth $90 million. Too bad Washington paid Payne like a superstar when he only had 1 Pro Bowl season under his belt up to that point. Prior to 2022, Payne had only 5+ sacks in a season once. with no All-Pro or Pro Bowl selections on his resume. Sure enough, Payne only had 4 sacks in 2023. Through his first 6 seasons, Payne hasn't graded higher than 68.2 at PFF in a single season. Yet, he's being paid like he's in that top tier of defensive tackles with Chris Jones and Christian Wilkins. Holy overpayment, Batman. Defense. Off-ball linebacker Tremaine Edmonds. The Chicago Bears signed the ex-Bills linebacker to a
good when he was a
deal
part of
worth
the
$72
Bills.
million in 2023 free agency, ignoring the obvious fact that he was the beneficiary of playing in a star-studded Buffalo defense. Edmonds, who was last named to a Pro Bowl in 2020, was burned for 450 yards and 3 TDs in coverage during the 2023 season per Pro Football Reference.
That's tough.
Since PFR began tracking passer rating allowed when targeted in 2018, Edmonds has allowed a rating of 85.3 or higher in 4 seasons. Oh, and PFF graded him at 56.6 in 2023. So, making him the 3rd highest inside linebacker is an interesting decision now, isn't it? Defense. Outside linebacker, Von Miller. In the
Oh, yes, for sure. Now, this one I have a huge problem with too, bro. Because the fact that they paid him that much, like, bro, he got injured, I believe, his first season with them. And then last year, he wasn't even ready to start the season. And then when he did come back, you know what I'm saying? He was like, he only got like 1 sack or some shit like that. Like, bro, come on. Now, the fact that he's getting older and older and older, that they're still paying him that much money. Like, this nigga's like, what, past his 30s now, bro? Like, come on now.
Season, the Buffalo Bills signed the 2-time Super Bowl champion to a 6-year contract worth $120 million.
Damn.
It made sense for a Super Bowl devoid franchise to add a future Hall of Famer with championship pedigree, but it hasn't taken long for this contract to age like Mill. Miller was off to a strong start in 2022 before, unfortunately, suffering a season-ending
that injury really ruined.
He was virtually non-existent in 2023, recording 0 sacks or forced fumbles while garnering a horrible PFF grade of 45.4. So it's pretty obvious that Miller is past his prime. And though Buffalo has an easy way out, it's pretty obvious that Miller
what the fuck
is past his prime. And though Buffalo has an easy way out of his deal in 2025, the fact remains that he carries a ridiculously high salary as a guy who is past his best before date. And don't forget that the cap-strapped Bills had to cut ties with Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, Mitch Morse, Tre'Davious White, Jordan Poyer, and Micah Hyde this offseason. Largely because they were overpaying guys like Miller. Defense. Cornerback, Trayvon Diggs. Diggs has 2 Pro Bowl nods and a first-team All-Pro
Yeah, my thing with Diggs, like, bro, I fuck with Diggs heavy because, you know what I'm saying, he went to Alabama. I'm a huge Alabama fan. But this nigga just gets torched in coverage, bro. Like, come on, we got to keep it a buck. That year that he led the league in interceptions, bro, he got burnt a lot. He missed a lot of time last year with the torn Achilles or torn ACL or something like that. But let's keep it a buck. This nigga gets torched a lot. Like, he's just like Deron Bland.
He's a great ball hawker.
Both of them are great ball hawks, but they get torched in coverage by elite wide receivers.
So, at a glance, he is worth every penny of the 5-year, $97 million extension that he signed in 2023. Right? Wrong. Those INT totals are hot and all, but Diggs is also one of the worst man-to-man cover corners in the league. The numbers do not lie. From 2020 to 2022, PFR had him down for 2,247 yards and 12 touchdowns in coverage. Despite being named a Pro Bowler in 2022, Diggs yielded a 64.7 completion percentage when targeted. Dallas will tell you that they're paying him because they think he's an elite shutdown corner. No,
which he's not.
He's a glorified interception specialist. That does not make Diggs worthy of the 4th most expensive cornerback contract in football. Defense. Free safety, Marcus Williams.
Okay,
Williams
fuck off, nigga. Oh my gosh, come on. Like, the only thing with him is him staying healthy. Like, don't do this to me, bro. Don't do this shit to me. We got the best safety tandem in the league. When he's healthy, bro. When he's healthy.
One of the best free safeties in the game. He's also very overpaid with a $14 million average annual value. Both can be true. In 2022, the Baltimore Ravens signed the ex-New Orleans Saints star to a 5-year deal worth $70 million. It's just way too much money for a player at a position that doesn't demand that much money these days. Injuries have limited Williams to 21 games over his first 2 years in Baltimore, and per PFR, he allowed 322 receiving yards and 4 TDs in coverage in 11 games during the 2023 season.
Because he was injured, bro. Like, how many
allowing
times I gotta
an
say this?
passer
Because he
rating
was
of
injured.
117.2.
Bro,
14 million
come
AAV
on
for
now.
that. Good thing the Ravens have Kyle Hamilton and Marlon Humphrey to bail him out. I'm just saying. Defense. Strong safety. Amani Hooker.
Amani
Hooker
Hooker.
is in
How
the
much
midst
is
of a
Hooker getting
3-year,
paid? Because I know he
$33
just got a
extension that he
contract
signed to
too.
Tennessee ahead of the 2022 season. Suffice to say, the contract has not aged well for Tennessee.
Damn, they got a big
Hooker has
ass
yielded
gap,
an
I ain't gonna
opposing
lie.
passer rating of over 100 and a completion percentage of 70+% in each of the last 2 years.
God
Once
damn.
renowned as a ball hawker, he has just 2 interceptions in 22 games since getting that overly generous extension. Special teams.
Kicker?
Kicker, Jason Sanders. Miami
Jason
Dolphins
Sanders?
kicker Jason Sanders.
Damn, why you
was in
shitting
the
on
midst
Jason
of a
Sanders?
5-year, $22 million contract extension that he signed in the 2021 season. Among all active kickers, only Young-Ho Koo, Jake Elliott, Justin Tucker, and Matt Gay have higher contract values than
God
Sanders.
damn.
Look at this. Those 4 guys all rank among the top 10 in field goal percentage among active kickers. Sanders ranks just 19th on that list with a meh career success rate of 83.33%. Special teams. Punter, Jack Fox.
Jack
After
Fox.
Michael Dixon of the Seattle Seahawks, Detroit Lions punter Jack Fox has the biggest contract at the position. But Fox's punting numbers are awfully mediocre for a guy whose 46.4 yards per punt placed him 22nd a year ago. His 26 punts inside the 20-yard line placed Fox 16th overall, which, again, is not ideal. But hey, what changes would you make to our list of the worst contract at every NFL
I'll probably take
position
Marcus
right now?
Williams
What
off
do you
this
think we got
list.
right? What do you think we got wrong? Let us know in the comment section below. If
Hey,
you like
man,
this video,
what do you
and
guys
want to
think?
too, click
Y'all let me know down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on post notifications and notify whenever I drop another banger video. We're on the road to 300 subs. I'm gonna get there for more banger NFL content like this. And without further ado, I'm out. Gang!